Good morning, everybody, here on Trading Within the Box here, 11:29 a.m. on 11/22/25 Saturday morning. This is a special edition for a good friend of mine. I'm going to do 4 stocks, defense stocks for him. And first of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell, or trade any forex, futures, equities, or options. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional. They will help you there. First of all, let's go over RTX. So my good friend Mike, not going to mention last names here because, I want to keep it confidential, wants to know about some defense stocks. So we're going to go with RTX first, okay? I want to go over RTX. First of all, I want to go over some fundamentals here. So 227 billion market cap. They have a 34.84 P price earning ratio, P ratio, which is a little on the high side, obviously. And their 52-week range was 112 to 181. So let's look. Now, that's a big spread from 112 to 181. Also, there was another thing I wanted to just tell everybody who's watching. They're an aerospace defense company, provides systems and services for the commercial, military, and government customers in the United States and internationally. It operates through 3 segments: Collins Aerospace, Pratt & Whitney, and Raytheon. So I just wanted to go over that quick, some of the details of the stock so the other people know what I'm talking about. So let's go to a monthly chart here. This is where the big banks buy and sell off of. Now, first of all, bring the chart back. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's see where this thing has been and where it's gone. So now this has been a monster for a very, very long time. Look how this has gone up over the years. Let's just bring it back to let's go into, I don't know, let's try 2009. It was at $23. Then it hit a bottom of $51 in December of 2015. Then in the flash crash, it was down to $43, but it had a high of 90 in that range. Then in the last in April, it hit a major support area right here at $70. Okay, so now look where it is now, $170 from $70 from April. So that's a massive run. So you have to be careful. Also, I'm not saying that it can't keep going, but you just have to be careful. It's been just a locomotive. Now it keeps running back to the 9-day moving average on the monthly chart, as you can see. Let me just get my pen out here so you can see how it keeps coming right to the 9-day moving average on the monthly. Then it came to the 20-day. It bounced off a capitulation candlestick. Okay, now these are where the banks buy, and the big dogs, the hedge funds and all the big guys buy right off of these areas. See how it comes right to the 9-day, right to it. Now, when it moves away from it, it'll come right back to it again. See how it comes right back to it. Now, the thing is here is what you want to look at and what you want to really be careful with is, now when it went up, that 179.70 was a massive sell area, okay, for the time being. This is not, forever. I'm just saying right now, okay? So it's pulling back right here, but you want to see now 154 and this 155-ish range. Nothing's exact, but that's a major buy area right there. Let's go over to the weekly chart as we always do, and you see the selling volume on the weekly chart. Now, look at the selling. This is selling, but this could just be profit taking. You want to see what, now look at this massive volume stick right here. See how it just came, we had a sideways area right here, and that boom, you pushed right up on that weekly. That was on the week of October 20th, okay? So it comes sideways and then boom. Now we start to pull back because we hit that major area where I told you where the sell area was. We do have a support area right now, but it looks like and the dividends just kicked in this week. So you have a little bit increasing selling volume here. Now, the way to keep managing this, because you want to manage it, if you're looking to get into it, you want to keep, right now, you're pulling back to a major support area, okay? So on the daily chart, you have a 169.11. Now you're filling a gap. You're going into a gap here. Now the rule of thumb is on the gap is right here. See this gap? You don't want to pull past half of the gap, okay? So if it does get into this area, okay, you want to see it hold around here, right here, which is like 169.29. If it doesn't, it's going to go to 162.32. Then you're going to have to see if it bounces. But when it does bounce, you want to see a retest. You don't want to see a bounce and then the moving average starts rolling over and you start getting a correction. Then it fails. Then it goes into the moving average, fails, then goes back down. It's what we start heading down here. You don't want to see that. What you want to see is you want to see it come back, maybe hit a support area either here or somewhere around here. Come back. You want to see. Then you want it to hold. Then you want to see the money coming in. Okay. Then you want to see that. Okay. You want to see a retest W is what they call it. So what you do is follow on the 2-hour chart. So when you get to the support lines, you have a 9-day moving average, you have a 20-day moving average, a 50-day moving average. Right now, look at the selling volume. Okay. The selling volume is increasing. Of course, this is just for now. This is not, a crash or anything like that. This is just for now. So you have more sellers right now than buyers. So you just want to keep it. As long as it stays below those moving averages, you want to wait. Okay? You see how when you go back and you move the chart back on a 2-hour chart, you'll see this is what you want to see when you want to start getting back in. Sorry about that. Let's go to this. You want to get off the bottom, you want to get the retest level, you want to hold, and then boom. Then it pulls back on the chart. There's your confirmation right there at the middle of the W, and then boom. Then it comes back, holds, boom. Okay? So these are buy points as you're uptrending. You see them right here. Now, when you get to a fourth peak or fifth peak, you have to be careful. Then you're going to know the selling or the buying is getting exhausted. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. See how 4? And then the fifth, and then you dropped. Okay, you see that? So that's on a 2-hour chart. Okay, so that's going on. That's what's going on with RTX. Now let's go over to GD. Okay, and General Dynamics Corporation. First of all, let's go over to a monthly chart because I want to show you what's exactly happening right now. Again, look where we are, okay? First of all, let's go over some of the fundamental stuff. So on GD, it looks like they have a market cap of 91.933 billion. Also, the PE ratio is 22, which is not bad. The earning per share is 15.42. Then you have the 52-week range was from 239.20 to 360.50. So that's a big spread. So you just want to be careful, with these big spreads. You're at the top of a market too. We're going to go over the S&P because when the S&P gets killed and the Dow gets killed, they all go down. Okay, so you got to be careful of too. You don't want to get involved where you're at the top of a market. You got a correction in the place, and then you start buying. So that's what you have to be careful of. Okay, General Dynamics is a global aerospace and defense company from Gulfstream business jets and combat vehicles to nuclear-powered submarines and communication systems. People around the world depend on their products and services for their safety and security. Okay, so that's the scoop on this GD. Okay, so on GD, look where you are. Now, always know where you are. Okay, look at the monthly. Look at this run. When the monthly chart crosses over, that's what the big dogs do. It's what the banks and the big guys do. Right here, that's where they're loading up. Look at the volume. They're loading up right in this area. What do? When you get to 345.46, the sellers are up here. The short sellers are pushing it down. Okay, so that's what's happening here again. Overbought market, okay, on this and a lot of stuff, not just this. And you have right here in this area. So what you're looking for is a pullback here because you do have some dojis and you have indecision. You're sitting on a support level, but you have increasing selling volume. You could stop here and then keep going, though. I mean, this could stop right here, and you hold, and then you start heading up. Okay, that could happen, or you could pull back to here if you get a correction. So on the daily chart, the small time frames will tell you what's really happening. It's breaking down a little bit in this spot. Okay. Now, when you go to the 2-hour chart, because that's the pulse, I call it, okay? That's where you're going to know. Now, you'll see the volume Now you have kind of a mixed bag here, but you do have more sellers than buyers, but you don't have a ton of selling going on here. You had a big seller right in the spot right here, okay, and then you have a little bit of covering, and then you have not that much selling. So let's see if they do hold this spot and then they start hanging up. Okay, so that's you always go to the weekly volume too, because the weekly volume will tell you what's daily is good too, but weekly is going to show you that you do have increasing selling volume here, but you could hold. So that's something that you want to check and keep watching. As you're watching the stock as you keep going along. Okay. Now let's go over to TXT. Okay, and that's Textron Inc. And let's start with the monthly, because I always want to see what the banks and the big guys are doing here. Okay, so I mean they really pointed to. I mean this one right here, when it was down in this $61 range. I mean you're always going to get lower, because what they're going to do is they're going to scare right here. They're going to scare the living daylights at support. They're going to scare all the money out right there. Okay, that's what they do. That's what they do, and so they can buy back cheap. Okay, it's like buying a car. You want to buy a car for $85,000. You want to buy it for $60,000. Okay, so now what is this thing? It points to the support area. Okay, that's where the big money was coming in to buy it back. Okay, now on Textron. Okay, right now we're sitting at a support area. Okay, let's see. Now we did have a run from 68 up until, let's see where these highs were, to 87.94. Okay, let's also see what. Let's let everybody know what they do first of all. Okay, Textron. It's a multi-industry company that designs, manufactures, and services a wide range of products, including aircraft, defense, and aerospace systems, specialized vehicles, and industrial products like fuel systems and powered tools. Its business is organized into segments that include Textron Aviation, Cessna, and Beechcraft, Bell Helicopters, and Tiltrotor Aircraft. Okay, Textron Systems, Defense, and Aircraft and Marine Systems, and industrial specialized vehicle fuel systems and power tools. Okay, let me just go over to the numbers here on Textron. Okay, so they are 14.49 billion in market cap. Their price earnings ratio is 17.8. It's not bad. Okay, EPS is 4.57, and the 52-week range is 57.70 to 87.94. Okay, so not so bad here like the other ones we were just going over. The volume is solid in this area. Okay, so if you look at the volume, how it was increasing in this area, once they came back with it, you just want to be careful. Let's go to a line chart, because we want to see if we're getting retests here, and we did. Okay, so we got retest W, boom, held right here, and then boom, we want it to come back to this spot right here and then hold. Okay, and then start heading up. Remember, you have an all-time high up here at that $95. Just remember, what happens when you get to an all-time high on a monthly chart? The shorts are just going to sit there. Okay, the shorts are sitting in this spot right here, right in this spot, and they're going to pound the shorts at that spot. Okay, so just write that number down. It could be 90.77, or it could even be 87.45, but you don't have a double top up there yet. Okay, the problem with this one here is, let me just go over some volume analysis here. Okay, now when you came up into these areas, you're pushing up. Let's go over volume analysis, because this one I really want to look at closely. Okay, so when you came down the week of December 2nd, 2024, it came down with 24.23 million shares. You pushed into that candlestick with 30 million shares. So what did that tell me? That tells me if this didn't exist right here, if you take this out right here, just take that out, and it was before it was going to happen, I would tell you that we're going to test this top. Okay, because when you go into this area right here, okay, as it's coming down, you come down with lighter amount of shares. You close in this candlestick right here, the red one, all the way to the left. This green one closed here with higher volume. You're going to go up to that point. It's going to eat up all those shares. You're going to get up into that spot. Okay, not 100%, but it's a very high probability. Okay, So then you come into this candlestick because now you're into here, which is October of 2024. Okay. You're coming into that candlestick right there with 30 million shares. This is by month. Remember, this is a month. 25 million shares. So I would tell you that you're going to test this top area here. Okay. So that's a good sign because you're pulling back. Now you're pulling back. You want to pull back with lighter volume. Now we are getting close to the end of the month here. And look at the lighter volume that it's pulling back with. See it? Right there. Now let's say you get up to this spot. Here, holds this area, and then boom, go into the $91 range. Okay? Right now it's 81.33. Okay? Let's go over the weekly chart because like we always do, because we break it down from larger time frame to smaller time frame. Okay? Holding in this spot. Now you do have, watch this, you have some tweezers here. See these little sticks, all these little capitulations here? 1, 2, 3, 4. You had 4 weeks of capitulation here. Okay? Now 4 weeks of holding that area. That means it touches it, nope, they're buying it. Touches it, nope, buying it. Touches it, nope, buying it. Okay? So now you got the weekly stochastic getting ready. You're squeezing the play right here. See how it's squeezing? There's no space between it right there. Okay, you see it? So that means right there you're getting close to making a move. When you go over to the daily chart, okay, go to the daily chart. We crossed up already. We have an engulfing here, okay, with good volume, okay? We have a W formation right here. We have a W. Now let's go over, okay? Let's go over let's get the line chart involved because we want to see. Okay, so now we want to hit this spot right here. Hold, and then boom, want to start bringing this up and get a little increasing volume, okay? That's what we want to do on TXT. Okay, so now with the you do have here a W formation, okay? Right here. Okay, you come down, boom, boom, engulfing. Okay, so we could be off to the races here soon. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see how many when we came down here, we had 1, 2, 3, and then we held, okay? So we held. This is a holding area right here, okay? It's a basing. They call this basing, okay? Because it's holding the support line, okay? Now, when we go over to the 2-hour chart, okay? You go over the 2-hour chart. This is your pulse, okay? You want to see. This is like an incubator, okay? Right here. You come, you hold down. You got some increasing volume here. You're going to get a pullback right here, and then boom, you make a new high. You'll go into the resistance area, pull back, and that's how you know you're going to start uptrending, okay? You got to be able to take this out because right here is where the temporary shorts are, okay? Right in this spot, 83.13, okay? So that's an area that you're going to have to be careful of, okay? And then it should slam into that, and then you want to see if it's going to take it out, okay? You got to be able to take this area right out, okay? Right here, you want to take the middle out right in that spot, okay? So once it goes up to that area, then you'll see what's going to be happening with the volume, and then you come in, and then once you take it, all the shorts will have to reverse and go long, okay? And that's when you'll probably see a gap up in that spot, okay? The last one is LHX, okay? LHX, let's go over to LHX, not LAX, but LHX. Go to the monthly chart, and here we go. So now this is where they come in and they start correcting, okay? So now this had incredible volume. Look at this. Now this is a monthly chart. So this is long term, okay? This is long term. Look at this W formation out here, right here. Hold the right side with 2 incredible tweezers right there. Now when you get 2 capitulation candlestick tweezers, right there, it's a 90% chance of going up, okay? Look at this volume. Massive amount of volume with the stochastic on the bottom of a monthly chart, okay? The monthly chart right there, okay? So when we came up we were coming up with massive amounts of volume. How do we know? Let's say we were working this stock, okay? Let's say this didn't exist. This wasn't even here, okay? This didn't, let's say that's a negative space, let's just call it, right? Let's go over to volume analysis, tell you how we're going to get to this spot right here, okay? Okay, so let's get the volume up, okay? Now, we have a swing point on the month of November of 2024, with 16.99 million shares. Okay, now we have a candlestick coming down on December of 2024 with 22 million shares almost. We're coming into this. We close in a month with 36.74 million shares by the month closing. You know you're gonna test the top of that candlestick. You're going into it with 37.49 million shares. Now you're going into a swing point with 17 million shares. Okay, 37 million shares. Okay, it's gonna blow it away. So if I was working this stock, I would say, oh my God, this is a home run. Because first of all, I'm at support here. I let the month go by. I see that you got 37 million shares going into a swing point of 17 million shares almost. I know that this thing's going to blow it away. Okay, there's going to be pullbacks in between it. But if I was down here and I saw this, I would have said, oh my God, this is going to blow this area away. Now remember, this was a major sell area right here. Okay, major sell area right in this spot. So once it came up into it and it blew it away, all the short sellers right there turned and went long. And that's why it went through the roof. But now, let's go back. We have a breakout point failure, okay? So a breakout point failure right here. You come up. Now what happens is you come up. This is the breakout point right here because you're breaking above the resistance line at 290.96, okay, right here, okay? You come up and it doesn't follow through and keep going, that means all the shorts start pounding it down. Okay, because they know it's not going to be going up past this point. For now. Everything's for now. So what do? They pound, look at the volume, look at the selling volume. They pound it to the downside for a correction. Okay? How you know it's correcting is you go to the weekly chart. How do I know? Somebody said to me, how do I know if I'm in a correction? Okay, you go to the weekly chart, and the stochastic is going to pull all the way down to the bottom here. Okay, all the way down to the bottom. Now, you're on the 20-day moving average. If you break, which you probably will, because look at the selling volume, look at the red compared to the green. The green are the buyers, the red are the sellers. Okay, if you break this point and you head to the 50-day or lower, you know you got that correction in place, okay? Now here, be very careful because when you get a sideways consolidation and a break, like here, I mean, anything could change at any time, but you have a sideways consolidation right here with a step down pattern right here, that's really solid for a correction, okay? Because usually as long as they go sideways, as long as they go down, okay? So we're looking for a correction on this LHX. Okay, that's what we're looking for here. Let's go over to a daily chart. Now look at all the sellers. Look at the sellers picking up on the daily chart. Now it doesn't mean you can't get a snapback somehow and then pull back again. So now here it is. Look at the increasing selling volume, okay? Right there, okay? Then if you go to, now it's going to hold support and you can probably go, you might go, now if you get it sideways here, let me show you something. These are really powerful when they go either down or up. This is a step down pattern. Sideways and then break. Sideways and break. When they start doing that, that's extremely weak for a stock. That's a great for a short, okay? Because they hold and then they step down. They hold and step down. And as they're doing it, it's really strong. Now, if you're going up the other way, it's really strong for a bullish ride, okay? Now, look at the 2-hour chart. Now, anything below, this is for swing trading, anything below the moving averages, the 50, 20, and 9-day, coming down, when you're below it on the 2-hour chart, you're not buying, because now when you're above, you're buying, okay? You see it? Okay? So now you had a sideways situation, and boom! Now look at the increasing selling volume, and you broke below support area. So you could be heading down here, okay? So that's it on LHX. With that said, I just want to thank Mike for watching this and everybody else. I hope this helps everybody too. And have a great day.